Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'll be discussing with you guys my account progression and how I feel about the game so far and the future of this game on this channel. But before we get started on the video, make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe, and also turn on that post notification bell so that you guys can always stay tuned as well when I post new videos. I really appreciate it. And if you guys are new here on the channel, I make various videos and guides on games such as Tower of God New World and Ether Gazer. So if you guys are interested in those games, you can go ahead and watch the video by clicking the channel down below. Anyways, let's get to the video. So the last time I posted a video on this game was like 4 or 3 days ago, I think. It was based off of the new card Obscurus. That was the last time I made a video on this game. Now, if you guys have been, watching my channels recently, not watching my channels, watching my videos recently, you guys will realize that, I haven't been posting a lot of videos on Harry Potter lately. And the reason for that is, one, most of my videos on Harry Potter is mostly about tier lists, guides, which characters, not characters, but which spells you should use in PvP and which spells can carry you far in PvP. That's what my videos have been mostly about on Harry Potter. So we come over here to PvP. Now, it's really hard for me to make guides on this game when the devs don't really release new spells that much. Because the last time they've ever made an update on these spells was probably like the last update we just had. Like the video I made recently where I was talking about Whopping Willow and Antipodean Opale, apparently that buff was only for PvE. It wasn't for PvP. So it's really hard for me to make guides on this game and continuously create a tier list when these cards they basically never receive a buff. Like none of these cards receive the buff in PvP. Like they've all remained the same. So I can't really make another video saying, oh, guess what, guys? This card, like I can't say, oh, Incendio is the best spell in the game. I can't say that in my next video because this card hasn't received the buff. So basically what I'm saying is that in order for me to continuously make guides and provide new spell decks for you guys to use in PvE, not PvE, PvP, they're gonna have to like give some of these cards buffs. For example, the one card that I want them to buff up for sure is, let me find it real quick. Let me find it. I'm trying to find the card. Okay, the one card that I want them to buff in PvP is Whopping Willow, because the buff that they gave this card was only for PvE. It wasn't for PvP. So the buff that they really need to add on this card for PvP is they need to just give it more health, because one, it's easy to get rid of Whopping Willow. Like you can just use Incendio, or you can just continuously attack it over and over again and it's just gonna die immediately. So I feel like they need to buff up this card. Like I feel like if they could buff up certain cards such as Protego as well, because the shield, you can instantly take this shield down. It's really not that hard. Like look at the health for this shield. You can instantly take it down. Like if they provide these buffs to these spell cards, then I can continuously make videos and guides on, new cards, new update, this and that, because the devs are continuously buffing up the cards and keeping everything balanced. So I can't really make a video saying, guys, guess what? Fire Crab is broken or Floppers is broken, because they haven't received any buffs. Like the only cards that so far the only cards I made videos on was Antipodean Opale. I made videos on, a whole tier list talking about the top 10 cards you should use in PvP. And I made a tier list about the cards you shouldn't use in PvP. So it's really come to a point where it's either one, the devs are just going to have to provide some sort of buffs to the cards that are pretty bad, or two, they're going to have to release more cards. Like they're going to have to release cards more often. And sorry if you guys hear a whole siren in the background, like an ambulance driving past by. But yeah, it's like they need to give out more buffs in order for me to continuously make videos on this game. But that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. And another thing I want to talk about is PvE. Now, my thing about PvE is that there's not really much going on in PvE because I'm going to go to the map right here. We have, okay, so we come to the map right here. We have Forbidden Forest, and that's pretty much it. Like, when you complete the story, like the year 3 story, you're going to go back to Forbidden Forest. But the thing about Forbidden Forest is that it's the same thing over and over again. You go in, you clear level, and if you can't clear that level, it'll take you up to 3 days to, level up your deck, get new cards, watch videos, guides on, how to beat that level, and boom, you're gonna beat it. So it's like Forbidden Forest, it's really just the same thing over and over again. It's nothing new. Dance Club, I don't even do that. Like, it's cool, but like, I'm not really interested in that. But yeah, PvE is kind of lacking a little bit in my opinion. A lot of other people enjoyed PvE, like they enjoy PvE in this game, which is fair. No, everyone has their own opinion. So the way I feel about PvE in this game is that it's lacking. It's lacking a lot, and they need to add a little bit more spice to PvE because I feel like PvP is the only thing that they're really focused on because we just had an event recently. It was like I don't know what it's called. I think it was called like the chocolate something, but we had a PvP arena event recently. It's off right now, but we just had it, and you can basically play with other people. You can like play in a duo. You can play with your friend, and then you'll go up against these other people, and you'll get rewards. It's like it seems like the devs are more focused on PvP rather than PvE. I wish that they were like it was balanced, like they were focused on PvP and PvE, like they were both, like they're focused on both aspects of the game. But that's how I feel about PvE so far. Kind of lacking, wish they added a little bit more. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about is the rewards. Now, as you guys can see, I'm going to go over here to Obscurus. Now, if you guys watched my most recent video, I said that I was going to grind to get this card, and clearly I didn't grind at all. And the reason why is, okay, one, when we go to daily task over here, so if you don't complete all your daily tasks, you won't be able to refresh the entire week. You can only refresh specific days. As you can see right here on the bottom, it says refresh task. You can only refresh a specific day, but you can't like refresh the entire week. And what do I mean by refresh? So basically, you can't refresh the rewards unless you complete all the days. That's one thing I don't like about the daily task. The fact that you can't reset the rewards until you complete these daily missions. The game is like, it's basically forcing it to the point where you guys have to clear your daily task, or we won't refresh it for you until you clear it. It's coming off as we have to do this or else. Like, it's basically giving like a FOMO vibe. If you guys don't know what FOMO is, it's basically the feeling of missing out. So if you don't do these daily tasks, then you're just going to be stuck in this progression. As you can see, I've been stuck on 20-28 for like, I don't know, a week because I haven't done these daily tasks. So if you don't really do this, then you're just going to stay stuck on this week for, I don't know, forever, because you can't refresh the whole week. So I feel like they need to fix that. Like, if someone isn't able to, do a daily mission for a specific day, then just refresh the rewards, because I already cleared this day. But the thing is, the rewards they're not refreshed. So I can't get more rewards unless I do these days. So it's coming off as a whole FOMO type vibe, because if I don't do this, then I can't get more rewards. So that's one thing I'll say about the daily task. And that basically limits you from getting more gems. Because there's literally no other way of you getting gems besides playing in PvP matches and doing other things in the game. So that's that. That's pretty much it so far. That's like my only complaint. My top 3 complaints are, there needs to be more buffs on cards that are actually bad. Like, they need to buff up. Let me check my card real quick. These are the cards that they really need to just buff up. Because I feel like if they buff up these cards, then I will be making a ton of videos on this game more if they buff up some of these cards are bad. Like for example, Ashwinder. I feel like for Ashwinder would be a pretty good spell, but the problem with Ashwinder is that it's really squishy. It's a really squishy card. It's easy to get rid of. So I feel like if they were to, give a buff where they gave it more HP and, or they gave it damage resist where it takes more damage, I feel like that would be a really good buff. Like there's so many things that they can do in this game. There's so many things that they can do with these cards, but for some reason they're just not doing it. Like the only buff that they did so far was for Whopping Willow and Antipoint Opale, but that buff was for PvE only. It wasn't for PvP, which sucks. So I feel like they should buff up some of these cards, like give it a little bit more, like give a little bit more spice to these cards, because I feel like some of these cards have potential to be really good. Port key, the shield, it would be really cool if they buffed up the shield and apply, the shield did a lit, like basically the shield has more, I don't know, it would feel good if they added more tankiness to the shield, because the shield is only 1 star and the shield is pretty bad. So if they were to buff up the shield, that would be really good. So I feel like if they were to buff up a lot of these cards, it would be really nice, and it would be really easy for me to make content on this game when, the devs are continuously updating the game and adding new updates, adding new buffs, adding new cards. It'll be really cool because there's a lot going on in the game. And the final reason why I really haven't been making a lot of videos on this game is because I've been playing games such as Tower of God New World. So if you guys don't know what that game is, it's basically a new gacha game. It came out like a couple weeks ago. It's pretty good, really fun game. I've been making a lot of videos on that game because I've been enjoying it. So it really limits my time to make videos on Harry Potter because I'm more focused on Tower of God. So I feel like in order for me to make more videos on Harry Potter, there's gonna have to be a huge update that's going to drag my attention, and that's going to, make a lot of people watch my videos. Because one thing is that when you're making videos on these type of games, you really want to grab the audience attention. So in order for that to happen, you have to do something that's really, out of the ordinary. And I can't really do that right now because there's pretty much nothing going on in the game. I already covered the mythic card, the new mythic card, Obscurus, and there's really nothing else for me to do. So I already did a tier list too. I did a tier list. I did top 10 cards that you should use in PvP, top 10 cards that you shouldn't use. Like I did so many videos and I really don't know what else to do. So hopefully, there's going to be a new update and then they add a little bit more spice to PvE, something new, hopefully. But anyways, what do you guys think? Put your thoughts down below in the comment section. But I'll be leaving the video at that. Make sure you guys stay safe, stay hydrated, and I'll be seeing you guys soon in the next video. Hope you all have a good one. Peace.